going on, guys? It is Matt. Welcome back for another tutorial. Today I'll be teaching you guys how to solve a 2x2 Rubik's Cube. Last tutorial I showed you guys how to solve a 3x3. Currently it is not solved because I'm going to be using the orange side to compare against the 2x2. But this is also a Rubik's Cube just like the last one, and I'm going to teach you guys how to solve a 2x2. So just like in the 3x3, this is up, U, this is down, D, this is left, L, this is right, R, and this is back, B. Now there's no middle, so there's no M. There's also no middle layer, which means these algorithms are not going to be useful. And neither is that one, because there's no center. So it's just going to be these two, and that one's not good because, well, there's no center. There's no edge. So it's just these two algorithms you have to learn. And if you recognize these algorithms, good, because they're in the 3x3 tutorial, which you should already know. So if you don't know how to solve a 3x3, then you shouldn't be watching this video. You should go solve 3x3 and then watch this video. Also, I have a tutorial on how to solve 3x3. Subscribe. So let's just get started on the Rubik's 2x2 and how to solve it. Now, since there's no centers, what we're going to be doing, the steps are not going to be 4 steps. They're only going to be 3. The first step is solving the red side. The second step is solving the orange side. And the third step is solving the second layer. Again, there are only 2 layers. So, solving the red and first layer, I guess. And then orange side and then second layer. So, I think this is pretty goodly mixed up. So, let's get started. So, since there are no centers, we should just pick a random red and say that's the center and sort of build off that. So, I'm going to mix up the cube. There you go. We're going to use this red as technically our center and then just add on pieces to this red. This red is a red, blue, and green, yellow. We want to find a red corner just like this that has either red and blue or red and yellow. This piece does not, but this piece does. This has red and blue. So we're going to move this to the side that would have a blue and move it down. Now, luckily this piece already came with it, but this is what we're looking at. As you can see, that looks correct, and that looks correct. Now, if you have the case where the red's in its socket, it needs to be twisted, move it up, move it away from the center of the cube, which would be that little cross right there. Move it down, and then towards that little center part of the cube, which is in the cross. Move it up, back over, down. And there you go. You just solved the first step of the 2x2. So now that you are on the orange side, I'm going to be explaining to you guys what all the versions of orange on this side of a 2x2 means in a 3x3, which is easier to understand what to do if you know how to do it on a 3x3, and it's kind of confusing to learn what it means on a 2x2. First off, these two mean exactly the same thing. The cross, there's no cross. So we're basically just looking at these 4 corners. These 4 corners are these 4 corners. So that's what we're going to be looking at, which means this is the same thing. This means the same thing. Now, if you remember in my tutorial, there are 2 versions of this little arrow. There's one where the orange is right there, and there's another one without it. This is the same thing because there's an orange corner right there and right there. So do this now. This is the same thing because there's an orange corner right there and no orange right there. These are the same thing because, as you can see, the 2 edges are on the bottom left and the top right. So this means the same thing. There we go. And these mean the same thing because there's 2 oranges corners on the top. So let's start with this. Just like in the 2x2, you have to hold, just like in the 3x3, you have to hold it so that the oranges are on the top and do your algorithm. R inverted, U2, R, U, R inverted, U, R. Now you should have a different piece. This is the equivalent of a plus. You can hold it anywhere and do your algorithm. There you go. So now I'm going to show you a different one. If you get this case where the 2 oranges are in a diagonal form, hold it so that there's no orange on the bottom right or the top left, and do your algorithm. There you go. If you get the case where there's an orange on the bottom right and no orange on the top right there, hold it like this and do your algorithm. Then just turn it twice and do the same algorithm again. There you go. So now we're on the third step, which is solving the second layer. What we were looking for is a solved side. Basically, these two are the same. There's none of that. So you're going to want to do your algorithm anywhere. And that algorithm is R inverted, F, R inverted, back to R, F inverted, R inverted, back to R2. And now somewhere you should have a correct spot. Put it on its correct side. So now the white side's correct. Face it away from you, that way. And do your algorithm again. And now you should be one move away from having a correct 2x2. There you go. That's how you solve a 2x2.